And we're back with some more Dyson Sphere Program. And today, there's a few things we need to take care of. The first is the frame rate. It's getting a little bit chuggish. You can see it, even like our little xenomorph there is having a bit of a slowdown as he tries to run about the place. So the first thing we're going to do is go in here and we're going to turn off the display all layers in-game. And done. And the Dyson Sphere is missing. Our speeds have gone up substantially. That makes it so much better. Like, the Dyson Sphere is still there, still generates its power. We're at 350 gigawatts, but it's not taking up frames on the display. There used to be a mod for getting rid of that, but they built it into the game because, well, it was kind of necessary so you could play it late game without the whole thing falling over. Now, the second thing we need to take care of is, well, production speed. I basically went in here and I finished at the Dyson Sphere. Look at the top, it's actually quite neat. And then on the bottom, just to match up with it, I did it all arseways. Look at that. That hurts my brain just looking at it, but that's okay. That's okay. Let's just select all of these guys. Now, when we select all of these, we can see exactly how many are planned and how many are constructed. I did the math. Currently, this will be about, I think it's 33 hours to complete this at current production rates of rockets. We're going to need to, like, that's too long. I'm going to double rocket production just so that we can finish this out. Thing is, when it comes to solar sails, we have a different problem. Okay, if we, you know what, we can just do the same thing. When it comes to solar sails, you can only attach 120 sails for each one of these nodes. So, for example, this node here has a maximum attachment rate of 120. Each of the nodes can only take 120 sails per minute. And at the time, like, oh, say this one over here, you can see there's 119 going into that one, and then when another sail comes along, it'll queue up. But because of the distances traveled, that means, well, we're kind of limited by the amount of nodes we have completed. So if we want to finish this as quickly as possible, we're going to need all the nodes done as quickly as possible, which means more rocket ships. Currently, at current sail production rates, assuming we keep deploying all of them, it would take, here we are, 268 hours to complete. So, no. We're going to have to increase sail production about, like 17-fold. Yeah, we're going to have to increase it by a lot. So we'll need about 50 rocket or solar cell productions. Though, for them to all attach, we'll need to have as many nodes up and running as possible. So, first off, let's go to sail production land. Or not sail production land, rocket ship production land. Before we go, there is one other thing we need to take care of. And, wow, this is just such a pretty little planet. What I want to do is make sure this planet is protected. You see, if we want this thing to finish in a timely fashion, I'm going to have to let this thing run overnight to finish Dyson Spheres and build stuff and all that. But we can't if the enemy comes along and starts taking over our planets. So most of the planets I have put protection things on top. Basically a bunch of cannons mounted on top or bottom to stop, top and bottom, to stop stuff from landing. So on this one, though, I don't want to take away the entire, well, the top or bottom. If we remove it, it'd be a bit of a problem. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to remove this here on the 36 degree, was it latitude? Well, north, whatever you want to call it. We're going to get rid of this. And what we're going to do is we're going to place in a shield generator. Now, according to Reddit, if you place one of these shield generators at the 36 degrees, like down here you can see the coordinates, left click to switch between universal coordinates and planetary system coordinates. Good to know. Anyway, down here you'll see this 35 degrees north, and then up a little bit. Wait. I think it's there's 36. So this seems to be the 36th, and these are the prime meridians, as they're called. Basically the big thick green lines. Like if you go to the top of the map here, it's easier to see. There is 4 thick green lines that go through the center. They're the prime meridians. So the plan is we're going to place down 8 shield generators. Each one is going to be at 36 degrees north on each one of these 4 meridians, and then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. Once those shields are placed down, it should be impossible for any dark fog landing vessels to land on the planet, in theory. And it just so happens that this blueprint that we're using has perfect space on these meridians, at least on the top half of the planet. We'll find out, I suppose, what happens when we go to the bottom half. Planet looks a little bit funky. Yeah, so here's the shield, and it seems to extend all the way up to the power plant. Now, it's not covering it very well, but it is covering it enough that nothing can land. You can see there's a few tiny little gaps here and there in the shield, but nothing large enough for something to land on it. Like, where is it? Right there. I think I can see. I don't know if that's a visual problem or You know what? Doesn't matter. I'm actually curious if anything had landed on this planet anyway, because there's a building on literally every square inch, pretty much. Except for that, just a little bit at the top. So we're just waiting for the other two shields to come online, and once they do, this entire planet should be fully covered. And that's it. Actually, there's only one more shield to come online. It takes them a little bit of time to charge up. Oh. Yeah, there's the next one coming online. Alright, so that's going to have to... Oh, it actually has to fully charge. All of these have not fully charged yet, I presume. So, yeah, I think that should cover our planet, according to the Reddit thread anyway. That does mean we are 8 of these short. Now, these things do receive about... Ooh, well, once we graviton lens them up, we'll be able to pull down 24 photons per dish. We've actually removed 8 dishes, but I think we'll be fine. We got enough spare dishes. I mean, look, it's perfect. And this way, we don't have to waste any space on guns or anything like that. This is probably the most cost-efficient way to keep the dark fog from invading the planet so that we can leave this run overnight. And now, time to make more rockets. This little beauty is our rocket production facilities. Now, these things were never quite running at capacity, so before I expanded this out, I thought I'd figure out where the bottlenecks were. And after observing it for a while, what I noticed was occasionally these things would go idle. Turned out the fire ice production was not quite keeping up. We're only drawing fire ice from this planet. Even though it says remote demand, it's only going to get it from in-system. It's not going to get it from anywhere further because we don't have warpers in there. As well as that, the amount we were getting, it wasn't enough. I even had to up the maxes here so that we could keep more in there. Then we also had something similar problem with the hydrogen. It wasn't able to keep up when we were going at full capacity. So what I started adding to them, that started to get rid of all the bottlenecks, was this extra tower in the middle. We hadn't actually needed this tower originally, but then what we did was we chucked in this tower, we fed in some warpers, and we got it to pull down hydrogen and supply it locally. So this thing basically pulls down hydrogen from the planet in the sky, and then when this needs hydrogen, it can pull it directly from this tower right beside it if it starts to run a bit short. This cuts down on this thing having problems. We might also supply some hydrogen to other local areas. But I figure we'll build this into the blueprint and give it to all of them. At the same time, it pulls down fire ice remotely with the warpers, so it's able to pull it from fire ice giants or ice giants from further afield. And then we have a little transport belt coming out the back here that feeds all the way across to here, which means it can top this place up. Like you'll see there, that one's almost out of fire ice. There's only 8 million fire ice in the system, and we're not able to mine it fast enough to feed our consumption rates. Kind of was going to happen. So this guy here, yep, there we go. He's going to start topping this up to make sure we don't run out of fire ice. Come on, there's like 8,000 in transit at the moment. But once that comes online, I just put that down recently. Once that one comes online, that should solve the problem there. And then it's on to the next one. Once I've got these all upgraded, what we'll do is we'll place down, I don't know, fill the rest of the planet with them, I suppose. It's actually a pretty quick retrofit. All we do is we select space warpers here, dump them in, and then at the back we pull out the fire ice. Oop, wrong one. And the fire ice just goes all the way to there. Done. I may have done this a few times already. There's about 8 or 9 of these builds on this planet, and I've already topped up a few. So that's it. I think this would be the finished blueprint of this. We'll have to see, though, if the production caps out like we think it will. According to my numbers, each one of these rocket production facilities is supposed to produce 112.5. And we have 9 of them. So 112.5 by 9 of them means we should be producing 1012.5 rockets per minute. We were not producing that. In fact, yeah, last 10 hours not so good. However, in the last minute, since we upgraded them all to fire ice, we actually have gone slightly, but like, oh, okay, 112. Yeah, we're about there. I'm interested to see what happens once this 10-minute mark. Perfect. 112.5, so maybe it's oscillating up and down a bit. But done. I think it's actually patched now and fixed. It was actually a throughput issue. It was just a case of not getting down enough fire ice. So, done? Let's expand this out. We can at least fit a few more on this planet. And all we need is about, a little bit under 2,000. I think we can launch about, I want to say 980 rockets per minute. 990. So we can launch 990 rockets per minute. We'll probably double up on launching. So say, yeah, we just need about 2,000. 2,000 rockets per minute should get us to about 15 hours to finish the Dyson Sphere. I do love watching these new builds spring to life. They're just... it's something about the proliferate flowing across and everything fighting against each other to get there as quickly as possible. It just feels so productive. And what are you? Stone. I'm afraid you're getting paved over, buddy. In fact, pretty much everything's getting paved over on this planet. We got to cover the whole thing. Like, just the whole thing's got to be covered in these yolks. Now, you want to come over here, and we're just going to stick you down in the corner. I've got this thing aligned, everything perfectly done. As far as I can tell, this is now the completed version, and it works great. Then all we do is we go around and we stick down a bunch of battlefield analysis stations. Maybe you should... No. I was just thinking maybe I should build in the battlefield analysis stations, but that seems like a lot of... No interstellar logistic stations? Since... What? Oh, no, never mind, I got plenty. Thing is, I always like to get this one done first, so that this one can start requesting the proliferate. We need the proliferate on the line as quick as possible so that it helps everything else out. So what I normally do is I start over this side. I don't go over that direction. The reason being is I don't want to pull down those things too fast. Otherwise we end up with iron and copper and all sorts of stuff on the line before we get used to it. Then what do we need? Everything. We're going to need everything. Wow. Well then. Then we just pop up to the top of the map where we keep a little bit of everything. It's just all of the things we need have been pretty much brought to this planet already. Oh, and you guys, we're going to need a bunch of you too, so... Done! And that should be all the bits and pieces we need. Then we pop back down here, and all we do is we just pop to the far side. A little bit of flight there. We pop to the far side, and we start placing down battlefield analysis stations. The thing about these guys is they greatly speed up how quickly we can get this thing done. Did I put in enough power? I'm beginning to question whether or not I have the whole power grid hooked up. What's the power looking like right now? You know what? After this, I'm going to have to stick down a couple of extra power plants, but you can go there. Turn off this. I think it's actually slowing down the game quite a bit. In fact, everything on this planet's getting a little bit chuggish. Might be that we've overdone it a little bit, but that's fine. That is... Whoop, whoop. There we go. And that's all we do. We just fly around putting down these battlefield analysis stations. And then this helps build out the whole thing. Now, excuse me while I pop around the back and just go all the way to the other side. And as you can see, the whole system is starting to spring to life. Though where is that proliferate? Come on. I think that's the proliferate getting dropped off right about now. Yes. And that's when the system really starts to light up. Literally and figuratively. That will start to duplicate everything, or well, allow it to expand a little bit more. And that's it. System starts to spring to life, and soon we'll have even more rockets. Last 10 minutes, is that much? Wait a minute, I just plugged in an extra one. Why is it still only at 1033? I've already plugged in another one over there. Are you not kicking into gear yet? Oh wow, it literally has not kicked into gear yet. These things do take a little bit of time to boot up. And how are you looking over here? Well, all the proliferate lines are saturated, but you can see the bus is still struggling to catch up with the backlog. That's okay. I'll just dismantle all of these towers and we'll start on the next batch. Since we had run out of space on that other planet, I simply went to the neighboring one. We're still in the Dyson ship system, but the primary ship production is done over on... Wow. Look at the amount of ships going back and forth to that place. It is a little... That is probably our busiest planet, I will admit. Now, over here, on this nearby planet, I've stuck in a couple more builds. Now, each one of these should do 112.5 rockets per minute, and since we've stuck down 2 of them, we should get 225 exactly. And we have, for the last 10 minutes. It's been working perfectly. That's excellent. Now, it does slow down. It's a bit slow to kick on because of titanium. Something to do with titanium filling up the system. We're like... We are 0.3... titanium smelters more than we need, but to backfill everything takes a long time, so I stuck in an extra titanium smelter on some of these. But anyway, in total, we need to have about 2,000 rockets per minute, which means I need to put down about 2 or 3 more of these. And if it won't fit on this planet, like, all I'm doing is squeezing them in where there's space. If there's no space or if it's full of resources or something like that, I'll just move to another planet, so long as it's in the same system. The second planet has started to look a bit crowded, but we managed to fit 5 of our little production batches. You can tell because there's 4 towers in each one. So once all 5 of those spin up, we should have, like over the 2,000 rockets per minute we need. Assuming there's enough, the mining on this planet is enough to keep up with it. Which honestly, we'll see. Now that we've got the rockets, we need to be able to launch the rockets. Downside, we're going to need more space for that, which means we're going to have to rip out some of those solar sail launchers. But that's okay. That's okay. We're going to fix the solar sail launcher problem after this. First, I just got to find the source here. I think it's way back here in this direction past all the power plants. Once we find the source of that, we're just going to rip out all the... Yeah, we'll probably rip out the cannons above it. And we'll have to extend that power line. Oop. That is a lot. I mean, a hell of a lot of artificial suns going on around here. And if I'm doubling up on these launchers soak a lot of juice. We're probably going to need to extend this power thing even further. In fact, I might extend it on the opposite direction. That might be a smarter idea. Give me a minute. Let's double power. That should be just about enough. What does that put us at? Yeah, we're definitely over double the power required to run this. And we are going to be ripping out some of the cannons. These artificial sun power, just being able to chuck down this much power in this small a footprint is just so incredibly handy. If we had to Dyson Sphere this place, we'd have... Well, we'd be still up at the top of the planet farting around with, like, throwing down those dishes. Now, I think this entire row is going to have to go both sides, which is unfortunate. Where's that coming from? Over here. Alright, so we'll have to sever the solar sails. And then wait till it burns through them. That should only take a minute. This thing's... Well, it's like watching a machine gun fire. Look at that thing go. That is just beautiful. And the game's not actually chugging too much. I mean, it's a bit slow here on the planet, but ever since we turned off the Dyson Sphere, it's so much better. As cleanup jobs go, this sucks, but it's fine. We'll be around the planet in no time at all. I wonder if there's a faster way of doing this. Now, if memory serves, the standard blueprint for this is... Well, this way. We're going to chuck them right beside each other like that, and you reverse each one. So you can go like that. Yeah, give me one more just to be safe, and then I'm going to blueprint this. Yeah, another one there. We can actually stack them quite close together. And where's the power coming from? Oh, yeah, power poles will also be required. Okay, that kind of works. Now let's blueprint this. Oh, the thing is, if I blueprint this one, I'll have to flip it. No, I'll need to get this one here. Yeah, nope. It's not getting the inserter. I need that inserter to get blueprinted as well, otherwise it won't work. There we go. And we're also going to need to get our hands on the power pole. Boom. Use now. Then if we chuck that down right beside that one. And... Perfect. It extends it on and it gives us power. And then we'll just repeat this a few times and then we'll copy and paste a big chunk of it. This seems actually pretty handy. We're going to grab a nice big blueprint here so that we can copy and paste multiple of them simultaneously. So that down to about there. Use now. And done. And then if we hit Control V, it brings it back up. And we'll just run along here until we get back around to the other side of the planet. Easy peasy. Oh, wait. Some of them don't have power at their inserters. Sloppy. Very, very sloppy. Gonna need to make some changes here. You see these little suckers in... But no, right there. So those guys are not getting power, which means you need a power pole at literally every single one of these. Should be pretty quick. That's the last one. Power pole for the final one. Yep. Done. And the question is, did I hook them all up correctly? Statistically improbable. And that power pole needs to move. I think we're probably good for power poles in this section, but you know what? We'll just be super careful. You go to there, go up to there, and then we're going to plug you in. Oh, actually, wait. Before we plug you in, this is how many small carrier rockets we're consuming. 990. We should also have 2,000 small carrier rockets being produced. I can double check that later. Maybe some of them are backing up because we haven't been spending them all. We'll find out in a minute. Okay. Let's see. Launching. What? Yeah, launching. Damn it, I missed him. That's a lot of launchings. All of them are going all the way around the planet. Perfect. That should double how fast we're putting together the frame of the Dyson Sphere. That is perfect. I can't believe every single one of them worked. I was assuming I just missed something somewhere along the way. You nearly always do, but nope. A full clean build all the way along. Right. And consumption has now gone up quite substantially. Excellent. That is, in about the next 10 minutes or so, that should double to, well, 1800, actually no, 1980? 1980 rockets per minute, assuming we can get the carrier's rockets here fast enough. And let's see what you are like. See, this guy is the one that brings in the rockets. Yeah, should be able to get here quick enough. And the Dyson Sphere is now up to 496 gigawatts of power. We've actually hit sufficiency so that our planet drawing down the photons is actually able to draw them at full power. Kind of nice. Alright. I think I'm going to have a quick go back and check on Dyson ships just to make sure, like, we're only producing 1500. We should now start maxing that out. So I'll have a quick pop over there, make sure that there's no bottlenecks. If there is, we'll have to fix them. Bottleneck should probably be raw resource extraction. Well, found the bottleneck. I came back to our rocket planet, and this one here, the rockets were not producing. The rockets were not producing because they were not getting the Dyson Sphere components. Dyson Sphere components were not producing because they were not getting the processors. The processors were not producing because they were not getting the microcrystalline components, or the blue chips. The blue chips were not producing because they were not getting silicon. And the silicon was not producing because, well, we weren't bringing in the silicon ore. So, we need more silicon ore, and we need it now. I'm pretty sure I've tapped into everything in this system, which means we're probably going to have to go further afield. There's 21 million silicon ore in the system. Please tell me we've tapped into all of it. Let me have a double check. Checking the other planets, we seem to be, well, strip mining it out as fast as we can get it. We could up the power to all the silicon mines to try and extract it faster, or we could put on normal mines and strap the normal mines to it. As in, do we have any on us? I think I got rid of them. Yeah, like we could put mining machines around the edges and then feed those mining machines back in. That seems like more effort than I'm willing to do. I'd rather just go to a local system that has more silicon and tap into that one. It might be an idea. Ooh, titanium ore's not doing so good either. You know what? Let's find a local system to exploit. I think I like the look of Maz. It's only got 48 million silicon, but they do have some fire ice and kimberlite ore and a gas giant we can tap into. I mean, more the merrier and all that. And yeah, there is this place over here, but that's antimatter cells, and this place is just a little bit further away. I think, yeah, it's 2 light years distant. It's pretty solid. Is there a hive there? Yes, there is. We'll have to take care of the hive, but yeah, we'll go along there. And which planet has the silicon? You got 27 million, you got 8 million, and you have 12 million. Fine, all of the planets. Planet secured. Well, all the planets have been secured. Hive has been wiped out. Everything in the system has been smashed. In that case, we can just stick down a defense top up here. This should just take a few moments. Then we'll stick one on the bottom as well. And then we have to do that for the planet. Well, actually, we'll do the mining here. Then we'll go to the next planet and repeat until all of them are tapped into. Oh, and one thing. All of these bring down space warpers. We'll feed those space warpers into the mining towers so that the mine's output can be piped to other systems. All resources on this planet have been tapped into, and this is the one that's important. This is the silicon. So, what should happen is the logistics drones will go off, grab the silicon, bring it back here, and then these ships, equipped with... Oh, damn it. You should already have space warpers on you. I thought I copy-pasted all of that. Local demand, please. Alright, so we'll get space warpers in here, and then the moment we got space warpers in, the ships on top should leave and start transporting that stuff to where it needs to go, which is the Dyson ship section. Don't we get the... Come on, give me the space warpers. Oh, there we go. That's 2 of them gone. Yeah, wow. Okay. So, all of that silicon is being shipped over to our Dyson ship section. I might put down a second one of these just because. Actually, it might be an idea. Just to make sure that we have enough throughput. It's just the silicon's traveling a lot further than it normally would. Then what we'll do is we'll go along to the other planets in the system, and we'll do the exact same thing on them. I've also hooked up all the titanium, all the stone. Where is it? I think there's coal as well in here. Yeah, we got all the coal. There's kimberlite ore, fire ice. Why not? Get all of this stuff and hook it up because we may need it for some other project nearby. And worst case scenario, it can feed into our other systems. So this stuff is just... Well, basically this entire planetary system, its only purpose is to deliver raw resources to wherever they're needed. And since all of our designs are black box and run on raw resources, this can basically feed anything, anywhere, in any of our systems. Which means we should never have to move anything. I like the idea of that. And that guy needs power. 1 second. Yeah, put that right there. And I've also set these to, well, let's just say they're going to be draining the power grid quite heavily. And the power grid can handle it. All right. Perfect. Let me just go along and take care of the rest of these. Like, you'll notice here, those 10 ships are gone. They haven't come back, and we're already stockpiled full of silicon. We definitely need at least 2 of these. We might even go 3 or 4. Just to check, the Dyson ship system is doing about 1568 in small carrier rockets. Yeah, so 1568 in small carrier rockets. Once we hook up this silicon, that should jump up to about 2000. A little bit later, we've managed to set up mining on all of these planets. So that means every single piece of silicon ore is now been exported. I stopped collecting stone, though. There's just too much stone going around, and I realized we're not even using it for solar sails anymore. We're using something else. So that means this place is completely tapped. 1 second. How are we looking on small... Yes, we've hit the 2000 mark. Perfect. That means if we go back to the entire cluster, we should be able to see consumption. 1,980. That is exactly where we want to be. This means we're actually producing more rockets than we're consuming, and we should have the entire Dyson Sphere's frame completed in about 16 hours. And, assuming none of the stuff can land, where are you going? Damn it. I have to go to Trashed Kabalisid, whatever, the place I actually destroyed earlier, because it turns out I didn't destroy everything on it. There's like a power pole and some inserters and stuff that did not get deleted. So the planet keeps getting attacked and alerting me, oh, we're under attack. No, we're not. You're attacking scraps. I'm going to have to go back and remove the last of the stuff there. Cleaned up that mess on the other planet, deleted the stuff. Hopefully we won't get any more alerts from there. For now, though, we're back in Big Blue. Now the planet... Well... This over here is our rocket launching platform. It is doing just amazing work over there. That is hypnotically beautiful. I love that. Alright, so that is firing the rockets off at ridiculous quantities. Like, we're doing 1980 rockets per minute or something like that. We can't actually see the Dyson Sphere because we've turned off the display. I'll have to turn it back on at some point. But it will cause everything to fill. What are you doing? Oh my god, it's a relay station from the Hive. No, I'm going to go shoot you down real quick. There's a Hive in here, and I've let the Hive stay because I want to make sure that it can't land on any of our planets. This one is currently shielded, so 8S Big Blue 1 has 8 shields gens on it, and this one over here, PP Big Blue 3, has 2 plasma protectors on the top and the bottom. Well, 2 plasma protectors, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. This one here, we removed everything because, well, we're about to place down a blueprint on it. Unfortunately, I gotta go take care of this guy real quick. I'll just fly up into space and blap him. Come here. You're a little bit hard to see, but soon you'll be in range. And when you do, our ship should just shred you in seconds. Guys? There we go. Perfect. Problem solved before it even started. Now, where was that planet? Well, plan here is quite simple. We're going to place down a blueprint here because, well, while the Dyson Sphere is getting lots and lots of rockets, it's not getting enough sails. The rockets will put together the nodes, and once the nodes are up, the sails can go into them. And now that we've got rocket production, well and truly, this is as good as we're going on rocket production. The game's already slow enough. For now, though, we've got to do launchers. Now, railgun world. Yep, we're going with a railgun world. So you can... Yep, there we go. Now, what I'd like to do, actually, before I place this down, is I'd like to figure out where the... Oh, these things are. These lines... Because what I'd like to do is make sure that there's nothing on these lines so that we can place down the shield generators by ripping out some of the guns. There's no shield generators in this as far as I'm aware. And I'd like to do the same thing I did with the other global blueprint we have. The one that shows puts down all the dishes. Now, I don't know what will happen. Like, when we rotate this, I don't know what it'll do. I'm only looking at one of the meridians, as they're called. I don't know what will happen with the other ones. But I think it'll probably be fine. Let's left click that and see what happens. Oh. It's done. Well then. I don't think we have enough resources for all these things. You. We're gonna need a lot of stuff. 31,000 level 3 transport belt. 3,546, I think those are level 2 sorters, or maybe level 3. 80 sorters, a bunch of... Yep, this could take me a minute. Hold on. The planet looks so weird when we're doing this. Alright, I'm also going to need to pull down, pretty much use all the spare slots I can find in all of these. But it's grand. We got most of the resources on it somewhere, though I can't find the Mark II sorters. I might have to go back to our home base to get the Mark II sorters over here. And I'm going to have to actually get satellites as well. These things, I'm pretty sure I automated the construction of those, though I'll have to double check. Slowly but surely we're putting this together. Oh, and it's got all these spiky bits on it because this person who made this blueprint used satellites. All right. Not the most efficient blueprint I've seen. I think the Hellraiser ball we've got over the other side, the Dyson, the one with all the dishes on it. That one was far more compact, but then again, you can't really put these guns too close together, so this one was always going to be a bit looser. Yeah, this might take me another couple of hours. I went back and got the required parts, and yeah, slowly but surely. Well, we're almost done. I'm gonna have to go around and strip out all of the. Ooh, that's pretty cool. But we're gonna have to strip out all of the little pieces, as in. Ooh, actually, there's 2 streams. I put in a whole bunch of those builder assisters. Where are you? Yeah, these things over here. Battlefield analysis stations. Quite a few of them. I'm going to have to go around and rip all of those out to make sure that this thing is complete and then stick back in some shield generators as well. But yeah, give me a few more minutes. And our second blob type structure is starting to go up. This place is not quite hitting the numbers for sale launches just yet. I mean, we haven't put in the sale production. Someone commented this game is all about making numbers go up. That's pretty much it. But it's sort of fun in a way. I don't know how to describe it. But putting together just, well, huge amounts of production and then finding ways to actually spend it is really hard. Like, we're barely started on this, and you can see that thick stream of, like, solar sails from over there. When this one's finished, like, we're... I'm not even sure if the Dyson Sphere will be able to absorb them fast enough. You know what? Show me... No, hide rocket models. No, don't hide them. Where is the... Oh, yeah, we can actually see the twin streams hitting. I might have to delete the original one and just leave one stream just so that it's a ridiculous amount of solar cells. Depends how many get absorbed and how many fail. I'm going to have to go off and put down, like... Actually, let me run the numbers real quick on how much solar cell production we're going to need to knock this out in about, say, 16 to 18 hours. By selecting all the nodes over here, we can see how many cell points are planned, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so 299,717,900 solar cells. However, we've already constructed 9,373,000 whatever. Now, that means we have to complete 290 million of them. Yeah, if we're going to do that in 16 hours, we'll need to launch 302,000 solar sails per minute, which is a lot. Currently, we're only attaching 62,000 per minute. Yeah, that's going to need to go up, like, by a lot. Damn it, actually, now that I think about it, that's how many are attaching. It's not how many we're launching per minute. The amount we're launching per minute is only about 23,000 per minute. And we need to get that up to like tenfold. Well, a little bit over tenfold. Actually, a lot over tenfold. We need to launch 202,000. So, considering our current black box solar design only produces 6,300 solar cells per minute, we're going to need 48 of those. I think we've got 2 of those already, so like 46? Yeah, 46 of those should be fairly handy to put down. But I'm pretty sure this planet's going to max out on launching before we do that. Which gives us a problem. You see, currently, the inner planet, which is over there. Wait, no, it's over there. That one is just covered in Dyson collectors, solar collectors. The planet number 2 is the one we're currently on, and that's covered in, well, launchers. And this one over here, well, yeah, this one here over here is pretty busy as well. But it's okay. We can, I could leave this running in the background overnight at some point, and that should hopefully take care of most of the Dyson Sphere. At which point we could start concentrating on the late game stuff, you know? Science, for no other reason than to actually do it. I just want to... Oh, what are we up to? 723 gigawatts. Show me the Dyson Sphere. Where are you? There we go. Now that looks like a proper Dyson Sphere. I can't wait till this one is finished. Last time I tried this to do a Dyson Sphere this big, the computer couldn't handle it. Well, the game couldn't handle it either. Though that was like 3 years ago, or yeah, like whenever the game first came out, I remember getting not even close to this much of it done, and the game just was like, nah, nah, you're getting one frame and you're gonna hang constantly, and it was impossible. Wonder what that's gonna do to that hive. I imagine that hive's gonna get very frustrated. But on the planet itself, the shields should now be all fully charged, so we should be able to get a proper look. Well, they won't be fully charged, but yeah, that should protect the planet, and we won't have to worry about anything landing anymore. If that's the case, that means it can just be left. Like, that's the thing. We've struggled to this point where now everything can be left to run overnight. We had to remove a few cannons for some of these. The blueprints are all done except for Science, Proliferate, and Space Warpers. I checked on our Space Warpers, and they're doing fine. Our current little abomination design is holding out for now. But I'm thinking, yeah, there's like 3 more designs that need to be done, small ones. Well, one big one will be the Science, and then 2 smaller ones. And that'll be it. So, yeah, I know it's a lot of numbers growing bigger, but I can't not finish this. Like, once you start a Dyson Sphere like this, you can't just stop. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck.